Hello everyone and welcome to the channel T for Developer. In this video we'll be covering the basics of REST API. What is it and why is it called so? So let's get started. First things first, let's understand an API first. So if you are new to writing REST APIs, you must understand what is an API first because REST API is nothing but a kind of an API, one type of API. So let's understand what is an API first. So an API stands for Application Programming Interface. So if we go by the name itself, it clearly suggests it's an interface. So an interface is nothing but a kind of mediator a kind of mediator. For example, when you're controlling your TV, you have got your remote. So that particular remote acts as an interface between you and the TV. So an API is nothing but an interface, but it's an application programming interface. So it's an interface that manages or that helps us to access applications. Okay. If you want to define it, we can say it's basically an API is basically an interface which allows one piece of software or application to communicate with another. Like on internet, we have got so many services, so many different applications. But at times it happens like you want to fetch some results from another application. You want to call another application or another service. So how do you manage that particular communication between two different services? That is mainly done via APIs. And these days, it's REST API mainly. So REST API is nothing but a kind of API, a type of API. Now that we have understood what is an API, let's get to the types of API. There are two types of API implementations mainly. One is REST and the other is SOAP. SOAP implementation, SOAP API was being used extensively until REST came into the picture. SOAP stands for Simple Object Access Protocol. As the name suggests, this kind of API had to follow many protocols. REST, it stands for Representational State Transfer. Now, REST API is being extensively used these days because of its numerous advantages over the SOAP API. The main idea is REST is an architectural style, while SOAP had to follow many rules for the API creation. Now, when you are writing any REST API, you don't need to follow protocols because it's an architectural style. When we used to write SOAP APIs previously, we already had a set of protocols defined and we used to create our API or develop our API based on those very protocols. But when REST came, it gave the developers a freedom to design their API. It was developers' choice. How are they going to design the API? How are they going to create the API? So there was no predefined set of protocols to be followed because it's based on architecture. REST is an architectural style. And that is the reason, because of its flexibility and various other advantages of REST over SOAP, all companies today are using REST APIs in almost all of their product development. Let's take an example, a day-to-day example, and understand it in a more simplified and better way. There are a number of Google APIs that are exposed by Google in the market. Many of them we are using today in our phones as well. Almost all mobile phones have got Google apps. For example, the weather report that we get on our mobile phone. Ever thought how do we get that data continuously? No, right? Yes, it's because of an API. In the backend, it's an API that works continuously to get or fetch that particular data regarding weather conditions. And that makes it possible to get the data continuously on our phone and update it as well as per the outside weather conditions. Yes, this is where APIs play an important role, fetching in particular informations from servers or from other applications. Generally, when we talk about using any sort of API, for instance, Google API or Twitter API for getting data, we are actually referring to REST APIs because it's REST APIs that are working in the background to fetch that particular data from servers. By now, we know that REST stands for representational state transfer. But what does that term mean? What do you mean by representational state transfer? What is a state? What do you mean by the word representational? Let's try to dig that. Let's say we want to return some data from an application. Okay. So what if we can create the object of that particular data on the server side? Can we do it? Yes, we can, of course. We can create the object of that particular data that we need on the server side and just run the values of that object. Okay. Yes. So we have an object. We don't want to send the object or return the object from the application, but instead we want only to send the state of that particular object. Yes, this is exactly what happens in case of REST API. We are not sending the object, we are sending the state of that particular object. That is why it's called as REST, representational state transfer. So this particular transfer of data represents the state of the object. Okay, now we have got the term representational state transfer. We have understood it. But what does the word state in that representational state transfer stand? What does the word state mean? As mentioned earlier, we don't send the object, but only send the state of that object in a REST API. So let's understand what this state actually means. When we create an object, we can simply send that particular object information via XML or JSON format. However, JSON is the most preferred state or the format that we use in REST APIs these days. JSON is actually the most preferred data format these days. And the reason for it is JSON is quite comfortable to read. It's actually easily readable. Also, it's very lightweight if you compare it with the XML format. Okay. So when we create an object, we can simply send that particular object information via XML or JSON format. This is actually referred to as converting that particular object into a state. And this is nothing but a representation of the object. That is why it's called as a representational state. We are representing the state, representing the object in the form of its state. So we are transferring only the state of the object. Okay. And this particular state can be transferred via REST APIs using XML or JSON as per your choice. For more details and more learnings related to various other topics, please visit my website d4developer.com.